I'm not a plaything. You got to understand. Good morning. Good morning to the news crew, members, moderators, subscribers, replay gang. Good morning to you, replay gang. Special shout out to you, replay gang. And I'll be speaking to specific people. If I told you I'm speaking to you specifically in the replay gang, I'm talking to you. And I would be so wrong if I say names. So good morning to you all. Thank you for being here with me. It is Friday. It is June 24th, 6:55 a.m. my time. I'm certainly late. I tried to start the stream at 6:45. Forgive me, my dog always wants to go out. Soon as I'm about to sit down, he wants to walk to the door. So we are here. Hey, Joe, good morning. Thank you for being here. Castro, what up? That Verzuz was horrible. Like, I stayed as long as I could, but when I saw the make believe B2K on stage, I just was like, you know what? This was not what I expected it to be. Who told Omarion to get a live band? First of all, who told Mario to perform songs that I wasn't even familiar that he was performing? I'm like, what's wrong with what are we doing? I think they need to set a better criteria for this Verzuz because I'm getting sick of it. Naries, what up? What up? What up? What's up with you? Good morning. It's good to see you. Hey, Brick Girl. Good morning to you. Hot Spicy Tea. What up? Nate, what is going on? Good morning to you. Hey, Joe. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yes, please hit the like button on your way in. Way in. I was trying to stumble through the door. Then I had to go run and make a little coffee. It was just one of the mornings. And y'all know what Thursday nights give, right? In the summer, Thursday nights are the new Fridays. Good morning to you. Let's get real. It's good to see you. Good morning, Shu. I was saying good morning to you too. Black Swan B1. Good morning. It's good to see you too. Good morning. Good morning. Wait, hold up. What I know about CC and Old School House. When I first heard that mix, I was going off. And then I saw Rico doing, I said, oh, our own Rico got a mashup. So y'all check out Rico's mashup too. He did a nice mashup between Robin S. and Beyonce's Break My Soul. I posted it to my community wall. So give him a click in the view. Check that out. I'm going to share it on to my Twitter too. Hey, Cash Apps and bullshit. You know, that was my shit. As soon as this go off, I'm about to go back up the gym. I gotta clean my house up. This is just ridiculous. I got jokes early this morning. Hey, good morning, Pastor Stephen McNeil Lennon. It's good to see you. Kerr Vixen, it's good to see you. Good morning. Hey, Karen Spencer. Good morning to you. Thirsty Thursdays. We used to have that in college. The Sigmas used to host it once a month, Thirsty Thursdays. It would be like a poetry set / after party somewhere else. Yes, I definitely got into it. Shout out to Rico. All right. I got a lot of topics to get through. We got some first five stuff to get through. I got some updates, local news, hot topics. So I just want to get through everything so that way we can just cover it. I got a lot of things that we're going to cover and some things y'all going to be like, now hold the freak up. So let's just jump right into the first five. Well, let's just do local news first. So we're going to jump into local news. Now, I hope you all have had a chance to look, hear, seen something, talked about it, heard it somewhere, but the gun control bill. So the gun control bill has now passed the Senate and now it's sent to the House. And so, you know, everyone is pretty much excited that this is the first time in a long time that we've had a bill at least reach this far in terms of being voted on in nearly 3 decades. It comes on the heels of the Buffalo mass shooting and also the UValde mass shooting. So they're calling this bill a compromise. You all know how I felt about this bill, and I stated it on Wednesday during our local news that, you know, I think it falls short of a lot of things, but it does push us in the right direction. So now we're waiting on the House leaders to consider the bill. Now, I don't expect them to consider. Everyone's saying that they're going to say something either before their recess. They're going on a 2-week recess, the House and the Senate. It's beginning July 4th. And it's a 2-week recess for them for the July 4th holiday. Of course, we're paying for them to have there. their 2-week holiday. So they're hoping that this bipartisan legislation will help protect Americans, kids in schools, and communities will build safer because of it. Now, I told you some components of this legislation. Some more things about this bill. Of course, they want to make sure that there's background checks for those who are the ages of 21 or younger, 18 or younger. But what they also want is, and they're putting in this package deal, you all, is they want, and this is where it's the slippery fucking slope. This is why I said this passage falls short of a lot of stuff. And if you don't read it, you'll be like, oh, great. No, they want states, right? They're gonna pay states for them to turn over at their whatever information they want to. They can pick and choose whatever they want. The data of juvenile criminals of a certain age, they want all these states to pull that data into this national system. And not everybody has to do it now. So Virginia can choose to do it, Maryland can say no, and Virginia can choose to just only do, lower income communities. Maryland can say, so that's how they're doing this. And so that we'll have this database. If somebody tries to purchase a gun somewhere across the country, they'll pull up in this system. Do you see the loopholes in that shit? Tell me what states are going to say no. And where do we find the most problems at? So that's one loophole I saw. The second one is that they have these red flag laws where they want red flags. Basically, if they see something, police jurisdictions see something that might be a foul from somebody who might not, shouldn't possess a gun or buy a gun, such as, domestic violence offenders, repeat violent offenders, they want to incentivize their departments to actually begin going after that. And so what they're saying is they're putting $1 to that. Now, I said, how unfair and unbalanced is that? You have larger police departments, you have smaller ones. Smaller ones deal with larger crimes, larger ones have a better tackle on it. So I see that being unequitable. I don't see it being fair at all across the board. But again, it's something that we're passing. The one thing that I did love was the boyfriend loophole that they're closing. So if you are a repeat domestic offender, you're automatically going to be placed on this national database. I think that's amazing. I don't understand why they haven't. And we have, let me see, is the story, do we have a story? Oh yeah, we have a couple of stories today. You all saw the Grub Hub message I posted on the community wall. We talking about that today. We have a couple of stories where this kind of law and ruling would apply to certain people like these individuals. So yeah, it's a win-win, bittersweet, but King Roman is still going to be watching these motherfuckers and always telling them that there's still more that you can do. But I'm glad that it got this far. I think it's definitely a win for Biden. It's definitely a win for Republicans as well. As much as it helps out the Democrats, it helps out Republicans too. So kudos to them on this gun control legislation. Now, me and my friend was having a conversation. We're like, we got an LGBT anti-discrimination bill, an Asian American anti-discrimination bill. Is this gun legislation some form of a Black anti-discrimination bill in a nutshell? And is that why Republicans and Democrats came together so quickly to push something like this? Or is it just out of, we need to come together? And so I said, well, time will tell. We'll see who this impacts the most. The details don't give real change. It is thank you, B1. Because I read that and I'm like, after all we've pushed for and all the things we've talked about, better training for police officers, better training, mental health training, all of these things of how to respond to folks who might be facing, gun issues or violence with guns or repeat offenders. It works two ways. You want us to do this, but you also need to do this too. I don't see that other side. And that's what always makes me wonder, like, well, how is it? You can't just force one side to, impact the change. There will be a mass incarceration of young Black boys. The boyfriend lover loophole should have been in place in the 80s at the earliest. Let's see if they follow through. Especially when a lot of those are, let me be quiet. Let me not even say that. So that's, this is the gun control bill. I'll stay tuned to this. I'll keep you posted, especially if it passes in the House. I'll definitely come back and talk about, okay, so what happens now? Because, they always release a bill and people think today it happens. It's always a time. So we'll talk about that time frame. Now let's move on to messy ass Andrew Gillum. So you all know Andrew Gillum ran against Ron DeSantis in 2018. He has been charged with 21 indictments of conspiracy to commit fraud, wiretapping, a whole host of things. Now, there's a lot of things to this story. Let me give you just the overview, and then we're going to dive right into this. So the charges stem from a long investigation that they had, but however, they're involving campaign contributions he and his associates unlawfully solicited from undercover FBI agents during a long-running investigation into public corruption in Tallahassee. So as I saw yesterday, I said, "Get the fuck out of here! You still out here pulling it." The thing is that they had been on his ass since 2015. They called it Operation Capital Currency, and they were going after all the folks in Tallahassee. So first I thought this was like, a racism thing. They're trying to take down this guy because he seems like he's going to be a viable candidate for DeSantis. But they went after everyone in Tallahassee. So they also went after this guy, Scott Maddox. He got charged in 2021, and he was sentenced to 6 years in prison for doing the same shit they're catching Andrew Gillum on, as well as this woman, Paige. She was caught up in this mess as well. So she's being sentenced to 2 years in prison. So I wanted to give that context so we're not approaching the story like, are they trying pulling something? No. Now let's get into what this man did. So he set up a company, a couple companies, and he had this woman, poor lady, Sharon Letterman Hicks, her business. He was having his campaign contribution checks rerouted to her business. And at her business, she was then paying him as an employee at several of the businesses. And they were doing that for multiple periods of time. But that wasn't how they really caught him. So back in 2015, 2016, 2017, throughout these years, federal agents had been investigating a lot of corruption in the city of Tallahassee. And so they started doing things like calling their staff and asking them, hey, can we set up some dinner so we can talk about, possibly partnering? And he would always get these dinners. He had a dinner for like $4,000 where he agreed to do certain things for a FBI agent he thought was like a businessman. And so and I'm thinking about all this stuff. I'm like, oh, they've been playing on your ass. And so then we remember, I don't know if you all remember some of the stories that was coming out about him being on that boat. And it was pictures of him out on a boat with a bunch of guys and stuff like that. All of that stuff has come to light to now be that was part of an FBI investigation sting. And so I'm sitting here laughing like, so were you all a part of the leakage of all of these stories that was coming out against him? Did you all know that? Were you building a case and a narrative? I wanted to play this clip because I don't know if you all remember this moment that happened to Andrew Gillum, which is a little telling of how this stuff sort of built up to where he is now today. So let me share this with you all really, really quickly. And thank you all again for being here this morning. Please hit the like button on your way
in. Beach to show us. Laren. So police tell us back on March 13th, Andrew Gillum was so inebriated when they got here to the Mondrian South Beach Hotel that he could not even speak with those officers who responded here. And so now we're seeing and hearing some of what those first responders saw and heard when they made it here to the hotel that night. It's around 1 a.m. March 13th. Miami Beach police make their way into the Mondrian South Beach Hotel and up to the 11th floor. The first knock goes unanswered. Seconds later, that's when things literally get blurry for privacy reasons. The audio also goes silent. Police encounter a man barely dressed, if at all,
Andrew.
Who can make out what appears to be Miami Beach fire rescue medics moving around the room. At one point, police direct what appears to be a nude man to the bathroom. He's questioned and later takes a seat. The call came in about a suspected drug overdose. Andrew Gillum, husband, father, and rising star in the Democratic Party, the first black nominee of a major party when he ran for Florida governor, was one of 3 men found inside that hotel room. Police say Aldo Mejias came back to the room where he found Gillum and Travis Dyson under the influence of an unknown substance. Gillum, who'd report...
Now, I played this clip because I started to think like, wow, so during this time when all of this was happening, were you still being watched and were you being investigated? And was this a tactic and a ploy? Like, were there any FBI agents involved in this as well? So it just made me remember, like, you were being targeted. So Gillum and Letterman Hicks, the woman I showed you all earlier, were charged with 19 counts of wire fraud and one count of attempt and conspiracy to commit mail fraud. Gillum was also charged with making false statements for allegedly lying to the FBI during an interview in June 2017. They're saying that he unlawfully solicited and obtained funds from undercover FBI agents through what he thought would be for was false and fraudulent promises and representations for a legitimate purpose. He went on to say in his statement that I have spent the last 20 years of my life in public service and continue to fight for the people. Every campaign I've run has been done with integrity. Make no mistake that this case is not legal, it is political. Throughout my career, I have always stood up for the people of Florida and have spoken to truth. There's been a target on my back ever since I was the mayor of Tallahassee. They found nothing then, and I have full confidence that my legal team will prove my innocence now. And so, again, I told you all the same thing that he's being charged for. The other man was charged for and sentenced to 6 years. And it's under this Operation Capital Currency, which began in 2015, which led to the convictions of the mayor and city commissioner, Scott Maddox, I showed you, which is also his aide, Paige Carter Smith, which I showed you as well. They're saying that Gillum was also, one of his friends, Adam Corey, was also involved in this, and that he went to a dinner, a campaign fundraiser dinner, which was charged $4,386. He took a trip in August 2016, and I remember telling you all about this with the agents. And remember when they were on the boat and stuff, all of them were agents. They paid for his tickets to the Broadway show, food and drinks. He had a fancy boat ride to the Statue of Liberty. And you remember how all of that imagery just leaked into the public, and it was like, wow, so you were being played all of that time. So this is going to be a real interesting case because he is completely pleading that he is innocent. The indictment also says Gillum's associate, identified only as individual B, discussed a $25,000 campaign donation with the undercover agents that would be funneled through Letterman Hicks, his friend's consulting firm, P&P Communications. And then they upped the amount to $75,000. So they've been playing this game for a while. That is certainly illegal. Now, my thoughts. Do I believe like any of this? Hell fucking yeah. Black, white, green, Puerto Rican or not. I absolutely believe that there's corruption in politics. Do I believe that he may be involved in it? Yes. I do believe that there may be some corruption activities going on. Do I believe he's targeted? Yes. Do I think that there may be some racial discrimination going on here? Absolutely. So I think all of those factors play into it. But if you're doing something wrong and you have all those factors on your back, especially you're a political figure. So I'm a little shocked at Andrew Gillum at this point. I didn't assume that what he was doing in the dark, if you get my drift, it was as extensive as it is, So I always say whatever you do in the dark comes to the light. So his shit is coming to the light. I kind of feel bad for him in the fact that he has a family, he has a name, a reputation, and that shit is all going down the drain. I say love her because the LGBT community have an issue with domestic violence as well. Absolutely. Child, Mrs. Hicks she going to jail 2 years, right? She's getting 2 years. Good morning, mister. Good morning. Andrew Gillum is a whole idiot. Hunter Biden and Joe Biden are getting away with the same thing in Ukraine. None of those deals are on the up and up. Oh my goodness. Hey, Andrew got honey trapped. Those leaked photos were the beginning of his downfall. It's giving Queen Pen. Queen Pen. Listen, I'm gonna need to ask some questions for him. Andrew Gillum could have really been great. Now look at him on stunt queen status, complete stunt queen status. I agree. And good morning, Slim Body Benz. If Andrew was doing nothing wrong, then he can prove the FBI set him up and he was forced into making stupid decisions. Thank you. And that we know is not going to be true at all. We know for a fact that he won't be able to prove any of these things, especially if there was FBI informants involved. So I looked at this and I was like, it sucks. All of these people involved, especially this poor lady, her and her company, she probably thought she had a good deal. Unfortunately, it's up. So that was the Andrew Gillum indictment. I thought it was going to be like some sexual assault charges. I thought he was involved in some big ring, but it really has something to do with him, a campaign corruption and misuse of funds, mail fraud, all that. illegal stuff. Now, I have an update for you all just from fucking Wednesday. And listen, before I give you this update, thank you all so much for always going with your intuition. I don't care what story it is, what we're talking about, even if it goes against what I'm saying, because it always comes to light that when we speak our truth, that shit really be meaning something. So, you know, Wednesday we covered the rapist story, the guy who got custody of the child that he from raping this girl when she was 16 and he was 30 at the time. And clearly that's rape, right? And remember, we said that, hold the fuck up, how this shit happened? And then we found out the guy worked, had a business and a business contract with the police department, and she went and filed a claim against him, and that they didn't even assign a detective. Then he went and got, guess what the fuck just happened? Over 2 days. 2 days? Over 2 days, the judge temporarily reverses the ruling that gave full custody to the mother's alleged rapist. And I said, you know why? Because it was so many people like you and I that were like, hold the fuck up. It was so many people in the comments. They had received so many messages, so many letters, phone calls. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Something is not right here in this story. And I'm so glad that I'm going to play the clip, because the guy, the perpetrator, the suspect in this story is actually, now we get to see him person. And I want you all to see him. And so I'm just so glad that this turned out this way, that there's a judge, that this was exposed, that there's obviously some city police corruption going on, and the judge needs to get involved. And so we have, you know, now, let me pull it up. And so now we have the judge reverses the ruling according to the news article. His decision Tuesday, after she went public with her shocking custody battle, after she made this a public thing, he then decided to,
facing intense backlash, a judge walks back.
He then decides to dismiss the reverse the custody of giving the man full custody of the teen daughter. He pursued custody, of course, of the child in 2011 after learning that she had let the daughter use a cell phone without his permission, and that caused her to lose custody. So the case, it sparked outrage last week, and we talked about it here Wednesday when she shared her story with the media. The public, us, you and I, we slammed the fuck out of Louisiana officials for their handling of this case, pointing out that Barnes had committed a crime under state law, which sets the age of consent at 17. It don't matter if he consented, she consented. It's a law. So on Tuesday, the judge temporarily revoked his custody of the teen, who is now in the care of a guardian. The judge is expected to make a decision on custody during a July 15th hearing. And so I'm going to play this clip for you. And I'm so glad, because what an asshole. Who the fuck you think you are? I'm glad I didn't live there. I'd have had to step up. That's just all kind of wrong. Like, what are we doing? And I'm telling everybody, come on, internet. Well, I mean, what do we got going on here? All right. Sorry. What is the problem?
Backlash, a judge walks back a decision about who got sole custody of a teenager at the center of a controversial custody dispute.
It is the biggest development yet in a case we have been following for a week. Tonight, the investigative unit and Chris Nakamoto with the new details.
Sylvia Michael, the court hearing was scheduled in a hasty manner and was supposed to address contempt allegations for Barnes. Instead, the judge threw everyone for a surprise when he undid the decision that placed tiny Tangipahoa Parish on an international map.
Walking out of the Tangipahoa Parish Courthouse Tuesday, John Barnes didn't have much to say.
What do you want to tell the public about your daughter?
Moments before this, inside court, losing custody of a child he fathered through an illegal sex act.
Mr. Nakamoto, thank you for your interest in the case.
John Barnes was 30 when he fathered a child with Krista Abelseth, who was 16 at the time. She says she was raped after a night of drinking at a bar. 7 years ago, she filed a complaint with the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office, but it went uninvestigated, not assigned to a detective.
Had Krista attempted to get back in contact with us at any point in time to ask the status of this or why hasn't someone contacted us, we would have certainly realized our failure. We would certainly pulled the case, made sure it got assigned to a detective, and investigated this case.
Is that her responsibility, though? She filed her report.
It's not her responsibility, no.
The sheriff admitted deputies dropped the ball, and in dropping the ball and no charges for Barnes,
John, would you like to say something?
custody of the child was awarded to Barnes. When he complained, Krista gave her daughter a cell phone. 1 week ago, the WBRZ investigative unit
time to ask the status of this or why hasn't someone contacted us, we would have certainly realized our failure. We would certainly pulled the case, made sure it got assigned to a detective, and investigated this case.
Is that her responsibility, though? She filed her report.
It's not her responsibility, no.
The sheriff admitted deputies dropped the ball, and in dropping the ball and no charges for Barnes,
John, would you like to say something?
custody of the child was awarded to Barnes. When he complained, Krista gave her daughter a cell phone. 1 week ago, the WBRZ investigative unit exposed what happened in this case that advocates and legal experts called perplexing.
It's felony rape in Louisiana.
Now things are happening fast.
And the law is clear.
After Abelseth went public, hiring a new lawyer who took over her case for free when he saw the WBRZ report.
People should be held accountable, right? The system failed everyone here. And the system, when that happens, should be held accountable, and we plan to do that.
I feel like today is a win, and things are moving forward, maybe slowly, but it's progress, and things can only go up from here.
Baton Rouge attorney Jared Ambo is now representing Abelseth.
Oh, sorry. I was saying good morning. Good morning, Kings Mina, Mitri. I was saying, I believe you in this comment. The FBI was playing on his undercover sexuality from the first story at hotels and putting him on the boat. I said that same thing. I said, oh, okay. Now I get it. Now I get exactly what's going on here. I feel sorry for the black woman who was scammed. Look at God. Look at God. Justice finally comes through. That teen gets to still be a child. True. Mr. Candy Strip Man is an arse. Hey, Shantae, good morning. Did he just blame her? Did you see that? Did you see that? I know. I listen, I'm happy it happens in the earlier part of the show before we get, then I know. You can't even hide the stupidity. Yeah, he just ate his food and kept quiet. He would be a free man and no charges. Overplay his privilege. We're slow. Just say you're being slow. You're being slow. Oh, I'm glad y'all told him he was muted. I thought it was my raggedy ass phone. I got that from DKL. Yes. You know what's so funny about the King Roman noodles thing is that Eli, when I first got him, I was calling him Nunu. Like, hey, no. Then the guy I was dating at the time started calling him Noodles. And so it was like, oh, no, noodles. So I'm Roman. So it was almost he used to always text me, "How's Roman noodles?" Meaning me and my dog. And so it was a cute thing. And then so when I heard it out here in the street, I'm like, "Oh, look at y'all." So well, the person who said, I said, "Look at you being so fruity," but it's in term of endearment to me. All right, so that's Andrew Gillum. Now let's get to this other story. So I posted this Grub Hub message story on the community wall. Woman uses Grub Hub order to alert police that she was taken hostage. This whole story is a bunch of bullshit. So the man apparently had this woman in this house. He had been holding her hostage. Aside sexually assaulting her, he urinated on her and he was spitting on her. And so he had her place an order through the Grub Hub for food. And so on there, she had left this message. Please, now you got to read the message and understand what she was trying to say. It definitely lets you know the level of, what's going on here. That's all I'm going to say. So please, I'm going to read it like what I think it should say. Please call the police. He going to kill me when you deliver. Come with the cops. Please don't make it obvious. And so the guy, the driver who got the message, as well as the restaurant. So the restaurant saw it and was like, what the fuck? And the driver saw it and he was like, hold up. So he called the restaurant like, what should I do? I don't know what's going on. So the restaurant, the lady, she gave it to her husband like, hey, we don't know what to go. So the husband was like, look, you better call the police. It's better to be safe than sorry. So long story short, he calls the police. The police shows up, woman in there. She done been in the house, sexually assaulted. And then they find this asshole, Kimoy Royal. Now, this is not it. This is where I have a fault with the fucking police. Just 3 days earlier, he raped another woman. And that woman was able to escape and get the police and file a police report. And he was arrested. And they let his ass out. And 3 days later, look what happened. So, when I say where are the fucking signs, the signs were all over the story. So I'm going to play the clip of the woman sharing her story. And I'm going to come back with some additional commentary. What the fuck is wrong with people? I mean, this is another thing. Is it that hard to get some coochie, some pussy? I'm a whole gay man, and I guarantee you it's not that hard. Why are we raping and holding people hostage? What the fuck is going on? We're like the civility of it all. Like I'm sure there's, I mean, not the way you look, but I'm sure there's women who are willing. I'm sorry, but this just blew my mind. So get into this real quick. Is she a black woman? Okay, girl.
A young woman held hostage and raped at a home in the Bronx is now safe thanks to a food delivery. She put a chilling note on her order, pleading for the restaurant to call the police. Sonia Rincon from our sister station in New York has the story.
The Grub Hub order for a breakfast sandwich and a burger at 5 in the morning on a Sunday was nothing unusual for the folks at the Chipper Truck Cafe. But what was strange was the note under additional instructions. It was clearly hastily written saying to call the cops, have them come with the food, and not make it obvious.
She was basically saying to bring the police with the delivery.
Alice Bermejo, who owns the business with her husband, says he got a call from the worker who saw the order come up on the screen.
They seen the note on the order and they called my husband saying, what should we do? And he's like, call the police.
The order came from an address in the Eastchester section of the Bronx, where authorities say a 32-year-old man was holding a 24-year-old woman against her will and sexually assaulting her. They'd met in person months after first meeting online, and it turned violent. He wouldn't let her have her phone except to order food. At that hour, her best hope was getting a message to a restaurant 3.5 miles away. And the Bermejo family is grateful to the employee who did call the police and explain.
But just knowing that, we were there and that being open 24 hours allowed her to have a way to get help.
The suspect opened the door here, according to court documents, later admitting he thought the young woman's food had arrived. But it was the police. That suspect, identified as 32-year-old Kamoy Royal, is charged with rape and unlawful imprisonment, among other counts, and he's now also charged in the attempted sexual assault of another young woman days earlier, all thanks to that Grub Hub order, which the Bermejos didn't know until they got a call from the victim's friend.
They called to thank us and just to be like, thank you so much for helping my friend and just, making sure that she was fine.
And they give the victim credit for her quick thinking in a frightening situation.
Can't even imagine. I hope someday that we get to meet her.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get
This
more
shit
great
was so
ABC7
baffling to me.
content by clicking the
It's so baffling to me. And then it's like when you hear, okay, we did a review of the police department and they scored high. How? Did y'all look at this case? Did we talk about this? How does someone, we're talking about rape. I file a police report on rape. You go get the guy because, of course, we're already under the age, right? So you come get the guy. He's arrested. And then days later, because I guess you're overpopulated in the police in the jails. I don't know what the fuck the excuse is, but he's back on the streets. And what does he do again? No, we would definitely be there would be some conversations going on here. You're definitely going to be paying for some emotional distress counseling and something's going on. When do I begin racking up the bills? Completely disgusting. And this guy, Kamoy Royal, with a bitch name like that, honey, you were made to be in prison. You know what you were made for. Kamoy Royal, that is very twinky. Kamoy. Okay, so that's what happened in that situation. Very terrifying, and I'm very glad that the girl had the wherewithal to think to put a message in her Grub Hub order. Like, shit, you got to do what you got to do. So that was very smart on her part. Right. Wow. Like, where was the sense in that? Of course. Hey, Jay Green, of course. Lawsuit. What the hell? That shit is crazy. I don't know what's up. I was reading this with the pussy supply, but this man around the Charlotte area done got caught screwing a dog. You said, is that a dog? Tell me, did you just say caught screwing a dog? Because I'm definitely going to have to do a separate video on that. Are you kidding me? In Charlotte, you see, now that shit right there. I didn't even want to cover the story about the guy from Black Ink who was caught on camera abusing his dog, and they fired him from the show because I couldn't watch the dog getting abused. I couldn't go in deep into the story enough to be able to come out here and present it because I'm not watching that shit. So now I'm sitting here thinking, like, is he like, this is for real? People are sick. People are sick. The second victim is going to be rich. There's no justification of putting violent criminals back on the street in less than 24 hours. They should remain in jail until trial. I'm so proud of humanity when you see heroes like those people at the restaurant. Yeah, no, I agree. Ain't it very twinky? Like, what are we doing? Kamoy, and you trying to put your hands on me and sit your ass down, not twinky. Very quick thinking by her. I think it was like a very last minute option. Mind you, she had been doing that for a couple of days using the phone. And so that was a very good option. Woof, a dog. Yeah, we did. So you already know on Monday what we about to be talking about. What? I'm glad he got fired from Black Ink. Me too. I didn't even want to. I was just like, you know what? I can't even stomach it. Even when I see people outside being overly aggressive with their dogs, I'd be just like, I can't. Let's go, Eli, because I can't even think it. Here you are walking off a leash, stopping at the corners, looking at me, all because I have a special treat in my pocket. He loves salami. Like, he loves it. And I go and get it cut from the deli, and he's small. And I put it in my pocket, and he just be sitting there like. And so I'll be seeing people with muzzles on their dog's mouth. I'm like, how you think he gonna breathe and lick and just be a dog? But neither here nor there. I couldn't either. Caesar has always displayed anger issues. And can you imagine? And then having a dog? The freak. Good morning, Cheryl. It's good to see you. Good morning. His name is Amari Lawrence. Thank you. Because we definitely gonna be talking about that, bull. People do to Dubai to get. You know, I already know people go to Dubai to get shitted on. You know, I already know. That's a whole story in its own. All right. Now, this next story in local news. All right, y'all. B1 News Crew. Listen to me. This next story comes out of a very small town where they're used to just being overly racist and just doing whatever the hell they want to do. So for Juneteenth, the holiday that they, I guess this town celebrated on Monday, they decided to put a sign in their door. And guess what that sign said? It says, "Happy Juneteenth. It's whatever. We're closed. Enjoy your fried chicken and collard greens." Baby, when I tell you they got their ass lit up, they got lit the fuck up that I don't even need to come up here and go off on them because the woman is so terrified right now. People have been calling, issuing threats. They are so terrified. Not even that, y'all, to the point that Allstate and Progressive cut ties with them. Now, this business is an insurance company, so they have to be insured by someone else, a guarantor, someone else who's going to guarantee the risk, the liability that you're assuming by being an insurance company. So they have Allstate and Progressive. That was some of their underwriters for their insurance policies. Slam. And so we're going to check out this video. I want you to pay close attention to this woman's response. "Oh, I want to make it right. And it's not what I meant." And now she goes even further to say, "We do this to everyone. We put up a sign for other stuff too." Bitch, I don't give a fuck if you put up a sign telling people come get their toenails painted. You cross the line when you start trying to be very racist and in your undertone and being passive about it. Happy fried chicken. Bitch, if you don't, I know my TT would have stopped past that door. I could see my auntie already knocking on. "Excuse me. I see the sign on your door. What's going on? What's going on?" My TT don't care. So get into this story. And I don't care.
So we begin with a story that has people here in Maine and beyond talking.
It starts with a social media post showing a racist sign posted to the door of a Millinocket business regarding this week's Juneteenth holiday. News Center Maine's Carly Dion has the details.
It was extremely upsetting.
A community outraged.
I was appalled.
On social media, this Facebook post shared more than 9,000 times and counting. This sign posted to the window of Reed Agency Insurance in Millinocket, reading, "Juneteenth, it's whatever. We're closed. Enjoy your fried chicken and collard greens." Plenty of people online disgusted. Melanie Higgins put the sign up.
I would never purposely set out to hurt anyone, and I would never purposely set out to hurt my mom's business at all. She had nothing to do with this.
Melanie Higgins' mother, Karen, has owned Reed Agency for more than 30 years. Just the two of them work there. Higgins says she posts signs to the door ahead of every holiday they will be closed, often trying to make them lighthearted and comical. Showing examples, this one for Memorial Day reading, "Thank you to all service members for your sacrifice for this country. A country now that is going to hell in a handbasket faster than my dog stealing a piece of pizza off the counter. Now that I mention pizza, I'm craving it. Remember, the more you weigh, the harder you are to kidnap."
I truly apologize. I'm mortified that this has even happened. And
Higgins says she had a rough week last week, and when she wrote the sign Friday, she was in a rush to go home for the weekend. As this post continues to circulate social media, she says they've had to take their phone off the hook.
Who fault?
We are receiving
you should have thought about
threats. We are receiving phone calls that's calling us really inappropriate words.
Higgins says she hopes she can make things right and that people will accept her apology. Many people online pointing fingers at the town being a racist community.
Well,
Millinocket's town manager, Peter Jameson, wants to set that record straight.
We feel very strongly that, we just have no place for this in our community.
Millinocket's town council chair, Steve Gottlieb, says they are in the process of discussing how they want to move forward and making one thing clear.
An unfortunate incident like this does not characterize who we are as a community.
A community, he says, is accepting, inclusive, and respectful to all. In Millinocket, Carly Dion, News Center, Maine.
Well, sorry to say, buddy, but that shit wasn't gonna fly. And I'm so glad that everybody rose to the occasion. If you just want to get a chance to laugh, go over to Twitter, type in, I think type in this Maine insurance company.
So we begin with a story.
The name of the insurance company is Millinocket, and it's called Harry Reid Insurance Agency. Just type it in Twitter and get you a little laugh. It's so funny to see people going off talking about some. One girl said, one girl who got in the comment said, "No, bitch, go eat your croutons and your salad." I said, y'all are going off. So I'm glad that shit got uncovered. How dare you? How dare you even go to that extent? No one asked you to give us any farewell wishes, bitch. We no thank you, ho. You do insurance, bitch. You should be asking me, do I want a policy? Do I want fried chicken and collard greens? You better go on somewhere because you probably the main one eating fried chicken and some nasty ass collard greens. The fuck? Wow. The whole disrespect. I bet she will think again before putting something racist out. I bet you, and I hope everyone sees this shit. You can't just be getting away with this stuff. And I love the fact that we are taking pictures of shit and posting it. And if it go viral or not, it's out there. It's documented. It's under a hashtag. Somebody gonna uncover it. Look at us. We over here on the King Roman News channel. We talking about it. So I'm glad that shit like this happens. It's enough is a fucking enough. I remember we covered the story where they had the elementary school students now are putting up whites only and blacks only over the water fountains. What the fuck? Where did that come from? So I'm glad we talking about it. That's what I love. Racists who can't afford to be. You can't. You're right. How you being racist and you now you out here pleading? You should have thought about that shit. Hey, boo. Good morning. I got that update. I'm saving that for local news. Thank you too. The devil is a lie. The fuck? Okay, bitch, the fuck you thought? Her pure white ways are no longer bankable. Not at all. Not at all. She is demented. I need all info. I'm up going to the bathroom. Okay. Listen, Maine, they are racist there. I heard. Don't hurt yourself in the body. Are you gonna keep this up so when I wake up I can see this? Absolutely. And I'm gonna I'll put that on the community wall. I'll share the video. Crazy hoe. It's just a crazy hoe. Need the location. I'll be visiting August if they're still open. I love collard greens. Don't do that. No, I love collard greens, but you know, if this bitch is eating collard greens and she cooking them ain't collard greens. Them are collard greens. Okay, them are collard greens. Them ain't collard greens. I remember I told y'all about the girl who put the dish rag in the gumbo, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That's what she gives me, dish rag in her shit. Besides, she got it wrong. We barbecue on Juneteenth. Okay, the fuck? They look like they put raisins in their potato salad. You know what? You know it's 4:39, child. I'm still asleep. Okay, I got you. Collard greens and fried chicken, bitch. Gives a Will Smith slap with a backstrap. And you walking away like Will Smith did. Period. Point blank. Okay, period. Collard, the collard greens. You know when they ain't got no flavor and they ain't cooking with no meat. They just put them in the pot and let them steam and add a little salt. Bitch, if you don't go back to that pot and figure this shit out, what are we eating? What steamed greens? I don't know. That's cute and all, but that ain't what I'm doing. It probably was spinach. Let me stop with y'all. So that is all I had for local news today on our Friday show. Again, join me for more local news. We go down a whole show of it, 2 hours. Local news next Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. We'll take a deeper dive in some more stories. We'll talk about some other things. But I always enjoy our local news segment. Now we're going to switch right over into hot topics. And I'm just excited to talk about some things in hot topics today because two of these topics I saved them for the last. So if you want to check the description box below, you'll see where we are. We are now switching over into hot topics. And I'm going to start with our first 5. And please, if you have not got a chance, please hit that like button and please subscribe to the channel. And Replay Gang, what up? I'm still here right along with you. All right, so let's dive right in. Steamed greens. What the fuck? Oh, what is it? What are we doing, honey? You can keep those. I don't even want your chicken. Okay. All right, so today in hot topics, I want to go through the first 5. Now, first 5 are things I just want to breeze right on through, give them their little honorable mention, and then move right along. However, as I took a deeper dive into some of these stories, I got more pieces and more pieces of the story. So the first we're going to dive into is ShaCarri Richardson. So she put out this tweet. She said, "I wish I never did this. I wish I had the choice when it was time for me to tell my story." Now, news crew, I know for a fact we weren't doing the morning show when this all came out about her uncovering that she, smoked marijuana. because I remember doing an upload when I was doing the For the Culture show uploads, and I remember talking about this, saying, girl, what the hell are you doing? We all get a little high. You out here telling and selling a story. I remember saying that because I felt like you looked high, first of all. This is me at that time. You looked high, and you're so young that you should have some PR. I kept saying, where are your people, honey? Where are your PR people? So I said, I wonder what moment in this interview did ShaCarri feel like she should have waited and not spoke as much as she did until it was the right time, because this is going to forever haunt her. The way she delivered this, how she delivered it, and then how she carried herself afterwards. And so I agree with her. So check out just this little clip I want to play of what I think was the moment that she felt that she should have not said anything. And I think I got it at 36 seconds. Oh shit, it ain't even shared. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. What's wrong with you? All right, here we go. Let me move it.
All right, who am I to tell you?
And where you're coming from, and tell me if this is correct. But it was a few days before your big race and the trials, you found out that your biological mother had passed away. You found out when a reporter told you, and it was after that you had ingested some kind of marijuana. I should mention, you were in Oregon. It's legal in Oregon. You didn't violate any law, but it was against the rules of your sport. And as you said, you knew that. But is that what happened? Is that how this unfolded?
Pause. At this moment, ShaCarri's team should have either stepped in, or she should have guided the conversation towards what the response of the Olympic issuing body was. She should have reverted back to whatever authority or whatever whatever information that is guiding this conversation. She should have. I would have. You're not talking about my business. No, ma'am. I'm sorry. At this time, I'm not really comfortable diving into those details just yet. But I can definitely say this has been a traumatic experience for me. And moving forward, I just really have to find a way to be better, be a better person of handling my own issues. But she didn't do that. Listen to what ShaCarri says.
Honestly, yes, that is the story. I had an interview scheduled with my agent. I knew I was having an interview. I knew going into the interview, like I was just thinking it would be a normal interview, and then on the interview to hear that information come from a complete stranger was definitely triggering. Was definitely nerve shocking, because it's just like, how are you to tell me that? Like, it's like, and no offense against him at all. He's just doing his job, but definitely that sent me in a state of mind, in a state of emotional panic, if anything. And still knowing that I still, even though I'm here, I still have to go out and put on a performance for my dream, go out there and still compete to what it is. So yes, definitely triggered, and from there just blinded by emotions, blinded by sadness, blinded by just hiding hurt, honestly. For the fact that I know that I can't hide myself, so at least in some type of way, I was just trying to hide my pain.
And that, my folks, was her explanation of why she chose to use the marijuana, why it happened. And I don't think she expected for it to be delivered in such a manner. So unfortunately, she feels like she should have never had that moment to share her story. And I agree with her. I agree with her wholeheartedly. I felt like she should have had another opportunity. But ShaCarri, what I want to say is it's never too late. You still have a moment. You can get a lifetime moment. You still have, some robust relevancy around you. You can reach out to some producers and still tell your story and move your narrative. You're not that old where you're stuck. You're not stuck, sweetheart. So just know that you do have time to tell your story. So I wanted to talk about that. Secondly, I wanted to talk about the first UValde. So we talked about this yesterday, and we talked about how the mayor has decided that they're going to demolish the school. Now, they said that they don't think that any other kids can be at this school or be around what just recently happened. So they're going to tear the building down. And I want to shout out to Voodoo for bringing that up on Wednesday on local news. So listen to this very
my understanding, and I had this discussion with the superintendent, that school will be demolished. You can never ask a child to go back or a teacher to go back in that school ever.
Okay, so that's their that's what they're deciding to do, demolish the school. Do I think they should demolish the school? Yes and no, because I hate precedents being set. Like, I hate us doing this. So does that mean every time there's something like this happens, we're demolishing the schools, we're tearing the buildings down? You know, what type of message does that send? But at the same time, I do understand how significant something like that, how traumatic something like that can be to the other kids. So they're tearing that down. I will stay tuned and give you some more updates on that story. Now, the next first five is, so, you know, we always talk about Boosie. We haven't talked about Boosie in some months now. But every time I talk about Boosie, I'm always talking about something negative he's done, something that's always Boosie. So I said, I saw this story, and I saw I think I saw it maybe a day ago. And I said, oh, okay. And I said, nope, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to give him some good shine. So Boosie confronted a man who was harassing an employee at a hotel. And so apparently this guy, the hotel employee had accidentally made a mistake. And I think she either bumped into or shoved or did something to this man and his wife. And so the man kept telling her, you need to apologize, and you need to apologize to my wife. And Boosie just rose to the motherfucking occasion. And I said, I agree. I like what he did. You know, I have to give him a shout out, as much as I dog his ass out. And I'm going to still dog his ass the fuck out when he be coming out here showing out. I can still tell him that, you know, I think this was very honorable. I love when men step up when they see something publicly going wrong with a female. I love that shit. What are we doing? What are we doing?
It's okay. You talk, I'm gonna beat your ass. You ain't gonna talk to her like that. I'm gonna beat your ass and talk to me like that. You're not gonna disrespect a woman like that, bro. Come on, she's telling you. Everybody's saying they're sorry. Let her go, bro. She telling you she's sorry. She's telling you everybody's saying they're sorry. You still listen. Okay, you gotta talk to me like I don't give a fuck out of you. You talk, I'm gonna beat your ass. You ain't gonna talk to her like that. I'm gonna beat your ass. You talk to me like that. You're not gonna disrespect a woman like that, bro. Come on, she's telling you. Everybody's saying they're sorry. Let her go, bro. She's telling you she's sorry. She's telling you everybody's saying they're sorry. You still listen.
So I give him props. I give him props for that. Shout out to him for at least stepping up when he saw something wrong. And it's not always a gay thing. I hate gays, and it ain't about a gay thing. This is actually about you showing who you actually are and stepping up in the situation. I don't know what else it could have involved, and I don't know how it could have escalated, but I like the fact that he did it. He stepped up for this woman in this presumed situation. What is going on here in the Chitsy chat? Dear Roma, I gotta go back to sleep. I am really tired of ShaCarri. She hasn't produced since and needs to focus on her sport. The moment when she knew she fucked up, you mean? Yes. The minute she started saying all that shit about the reasons she smoked weed and get stressed out and all this shit, that is what that is called. That is called historical evidence, honey. When you go on and to do stuff in your future endeavors, you will always have this cast of she about to be stressed out. Y'all need to test her. She look a little, you know, it's all you have these, it just, and you're young. You didn't know any better, but now I'm sure you know. Wait, they are still talking about this? Baby, you can talk and complain when you are proven winner. Athletes are there to compete and be excellent. Nothing else. Keep off field. She looked high as hell to me. She looked like she should have not been doing that interview live. She should have had a whole avatar or some shit. I really hate the butterfly lashes. She speaks like a slow person. That's my point. ShaCarri needs to focus on her sport. What college does she go to? Good morning, Angela. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I ain't explaining it. Oh, that's I smoke. That's it. Baby, I would have been up there like, and I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sweating and shit. I'm gonna change. I was gonna go change my shirt. I ain't explaining all that. I smoked that. Is that baby? I would have been up there like, listen, man. I asked her. So what did the report say again? Well, it alleged that they found a substance in you. Oh, okay. What else do you need to know? Like, what are we doing? You're not gonna exploit me on here. She should have put a hoodie on like the white folks do and said no comment. Okay, not the white people. I'm sorry, hoodie. They did that to Sandy Hook also. Oh, tore the school down. Good morning, Lisa. No, they need to go demolish that police station that failed the students and teachers that attended the school. Okay, Kingsman. I hear you. Okay, I agree. The whole police station. Okay. Thank you, Shantae. Good morning. Thank you. Those children and adults who died need a memorial on the new grounds of the former UValde. They never should be forgotten. That is so true. Hey, Timothy. Good morning. Boosie can do the right thing when needed. Okay, he just got to be, you know what I'm saying? She threw herself under the bus. She did. The way she really did. She did, and she knew she did at that moment. That's why she probably regret that interview. She was able to really tweet that shit out instantly, like, I regret this. Not the lashes. All right, Mitri. ShaCarri team is failing her. Who running the show, Pookie? Not her. Not clearly. All right. And then the last thing is oh no, it's not the last thing. Then next was I saw this. Cardi B vows to stomp the game with her new album. So Cardi B goes on to tweet this, and she put just a little reminder, feeling like 2020 when I had to come out and step to remind them. P.S. I'm gonna stomp this time around. And she put out this sort of mashup of all her videos and music and shit. Great. I got one thing to say to you, Cardi. The only way you'll be able to stomp the ground with your next project is if you have less features than you've had on your previous project, because you're a feature heavy person, which is indicative of hiding that lack of talent. But I'm not trying to shade you. I'm just trying to let you know that's the only way you're going to have a project that's going to be stomping everyone else out here. Right now, the person stomping the yard in terms of rapping in a project, it would be Kendrick Lamar. Less features, all talent, good message, and he's rapping. So when I think of somebody stomping, I said, now she is delusional or she's high. But you still got to give me sentences that are clear. So I'm here for new Cardi, but I just wanted you to, I know we got to brag on ourselves, but stomp was like stomp. You mean tap? You mean swipe or walk past? You gonna blow? I know you don't think you're finna stomp. I don't even think Nicki is gonna be stomping bitches out the game. I think she's just gonna release a project. So you don't have that Beyonce effect yet. And I know it's hard to hear, but it's good for someone to say that. And I'm not Cardi bashing. I'm just saying stomp. Really? She said stomp. I said, okay, Cardi. All right. I don't know about all of that. Okay. All right, Ambrosia, you have a good one too. And thank you for being here. Thank you. Tell her she better dig deep. Okay. She ain't no Columbus Shore. What the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? Chill out. And then last we had the Verzuz battle last night. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't stay around for the whole thing. I just could not do it. I thought I was gonna be able to. But once I saw all those pre-show performances and everybody lining up, I couldn't. But I'll give you a little walkthrough of what happened. So the pre-show was with Ray J, Sammy, Bobby V, and Pleasure P. Omarion and Mario, they faced off against each other. They even had like this little fake B2K group go up on stage. And I'm sitting here like, what? This is not what I wanted to watch. Now, everybody has chose that Mario wins because he actually sung, while Omarion was having this background band and was trying to really hone in on a performance. He was inviting people up to perform and all that kind of stuff. And so they were saying that, one of the tweets said, the most chaotic verses I have watched since Jadakiss. Shout out to Mario, DMV vocals, Class, Virgo Petty, and Cute. He definitely won. Someone else said, can't believe anyone thought Omarion even had a chance. Mario won tonight with mostly B-side songs. He didn't even do all his hitters. That's what made me mad. Y'all forgot this man's catalog. Let O come with his best vocals. It's still not even close. So maybe today I might go check it out in its full package. But yeah, I was very disappointed by the fact that it was carried out the way it was. Did any of you all get a chance to watch it? She, of course, made an interracial reference since she ain't black, her very own words. Cardi B. All right, so now we're gonna move right into hot topic. So I talked about Robin S, and I played the actual mashup of Robin S and a lot of different other house music collaborators during that time. And so Robin S came out and she thanked Beyonce for giving her flowers by sampling her song on sampling her on her new song. Now she goes on to say she didn't even know that this was happening. She found out via social media, and she's like, I know this was my song. I know for a fact a person who performed and sing this song time and time again, they know their work. And so I'll play the interview of her, but she says she learned of her song's usage in the single through her son who informed her that her sample was in the anticipated new release. My son called me and he's like, Mom, you're trending all over the place. You know Beyonce put her song out and it's Show Me Love and you're trending everywhere. So Robin revealed that there was no formal contract between her and Beyonce before the song was released. She said that as a well-known house performer, it does not have to be confirmed. She knows her shit. She knows her songs. She told the program that she was hopeful the two may work together in the future, as that's always the dream. She said, I can't even just wow. A lot of thanks. Robin also sent her thanks to her team of artists and collaborators behind Break My Soul. Now, what's interesting is that even when it released, Show Me Love, Robin's version, Show Me Love, her writers were actually credited on this project. So let's get into what she had to say. She's so sweet and so gracious. All right. I'm tired of getting caught up in them one night affairs. Hey, I really need somebody. Come on.
Robin S has kept stum on. No matter until now. We caught up with her in her long commute yesterday. Here's what she had to say.
What she had to say.
It doesn't have to be confirmed. The singer knows her songs. And my son called me and he's like, Mom, you're trending all over the place. You know, Beyonce put her song out and it's Show Me Love and you're trending everywhere. Maybe we can do a collab together. You know, I mean, that's always a dream. I can't even, wow. Just a lot of thanks.
See, when you wake up and you're trending, puts us on a knife edge, doesn't it?
Yeah. Richard knows what that feels like,
We've all been there. It's almost 30 years after Show Me Love was released, and Robin is still making music. And despite not being contacted, as we saw, by anyone at the Bay Hive, she had this message for the Empire.
This is Robin S., and this message goes out to the Queen Bee herself, Beyonce, to Jay-Z, to the entire team. Thank you so much for giving me my flowers while I'm still alive. I am honored and I'm excited to see what else can happen.
Oh, that is so sweet. And that is so sweet. And I think it's great that she was brought back alive through this song, that people instantly recognize that this song was a remake of Robin S.'s Show Me Love. I think that's dope. I'm a little shocked that the Beyonce's team did not, formally reach out to her for this project. We know that she likes to keep her stuff secretive, so I don't know really what was behind that, but shout out to Robin S., her son, and Beyonce. I enjoy the song. Now, Azealia Banks, of course, has something to say. So Azealia Banks wants the horrible mashups of Beyonce's song to stop, because a lot of people have come out to say that Beyonce's new single is similar to Azealia Banks's music, specifically off of one of her albums. And I said the same thing, that is similar, but no one in their fucking right mind thinks that Beyonce is in the studio pulling up Azealia Banks track saying, let me copy her. I mean, you got to be, I don't put Beyonce on no pedestal or nothing like that. Yeah, she copies too, like everyone else. But Azealia, girl, you go sit your couthless ass mouth down. So she goes and puts this IG story up. Please, for the love of God, stop the break my soul Azealia Banks mashups. They are horrible. Yeah, they are horrible. I mean, I heard a couple of them on YouTube, and I'm very shocked that YouTube has allowed these mashups with Beyonce to occur, but you going too far. You should at least be graceful and say thank you, and you act like it's hurting your ego, bitch. You need this kind of clout. You should be saying thank you and pushing forward. Shit, you need to put one on your page. Add that relevancy. This might be the thing that shift you in your career. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you slow, or are you just acting slow? Like, sometimes I get confused. Do you think about any artist? Beyonce drops a project. Let's not even say Beyonce. Shit, let's say Adele drops a project. Let's say Jay-Z drops a project. Let's say Bruno Mars drops a project, and it sounds like your work, and the fan bases just start mashing up y'all shit. You think I'm gonna come out here and no, Bruno, no, I'm gonna be like, yo, thank you. Put that shit back in rotation. So shut your ass up and go for the ride, bitch, while you still around and people are celebrating you. You always got some. We were just talking about you last week on the stage, losing your shit. Now you're being celebrated because your music sounds similar to another great artist and you're mad. Pick a struggle, bitch. Pick what you want to be upset about, honey. You always upset about some shit. What the hell? She, of course, she didn't ask permission for. But you got to understand also, Robin S. probably doesn't even own the rights to the song, or it probably was a sample from someone else who owns the beat, or as we've seen, she didn't even own the master, the lyrics. She didn't write the lyrics of the song. So the recording, the master recording she was overlooked in that whole entire process. I'm sure someone knew, but they never reached out to her for anything. And I think that formality would have also made it clear that she would be receiving some heavy residuals from this record. So I don't know. We know Beyonce be shady. Sometimes she don't be wanting bitches to know. Sometimes she don't want to give nobody no coin. Run her monies. Okay, I love that song, baby. I remember playing that during the time I was doing Run It Back. I still pump that. I played it for Duchess Kelly Love show. I'm gonna repost that. I played it for his show. I remember opening the show up and I was playing that song. Beyonce has always done this. Beyonce doesn't credit artists. It is the public who always make it clear who the real artist is. Big Freedia isn't even credited, and he's doing the hook. That's true. That's true. All throughout it. Big Freedia didn't even know. Okay. Yes, there he is. Now, Robin, see, if they give you your check while you alive, then it'd be different too. Azealia Banks always has words about someone. I know her more for talking than whatever she does. I sometimes wonder if Beyonce does this on purpose. Michelle Bush, an 80s artist, is famous again because of Stranger Things. Could this be the sign, trend of bring back the old? That's what a lot of people are saying, and I think it's a good thing. I think it's bringing a lot of people together too. And plus that music is just upbeat, gets you up. You know, it's not depressing. It's not a love song. It's really empowerment, and not just women's empowerment. You know, literally the lyrics are talking about quitting your job. You know, you worked a 9 to 5. You can't sleep at night. Every time y'all bring up Azealia Banks, I got to burn incense to cleanse my energy. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. And I'm done with her too. So yeah, Azealia, go hide under a rock for a couple of days. Now moving on, Lil Tjay. So Lil Tjay was reportedly shot in New Jersey and having emergency surgery done. So apparently he was out at a Chipotle. Now, well, I've been looking at a lot of different reports. A lot of different reports are saying a lot of different things. I'm going to give you what was originally reported. So it was saying that he was at a local Chipotle as well as another gas station, and it says that he was shot during an attempted robbery. The guy who do I have a picture of him yet? So the guy who attempted the first suspect they arrested him. And it's this guy here of Lil Tjay shooter surfaces. But at the same time, he was with his friends. Lil Tjay was with 2 other males. And so while they were all together, TJ got shot. These 2 other guys, they were arrested for a weapons charge. That's what's been released. His 2 friends, they were released for a weapons charge, mind you, and his suspect. So other reports are saying that he was set up. He was set up by some female who he met at some party or something like that, who came back to his hotel. And between the hotel and Chipotle, that he was targeted. And so they're saying that the female had something to do with it. Now, however, he also, that same night, like within 2 hours, he put out this post. PSA, just because you've been around a person doesn't make you entitled to the fruits of that labor. Envy is at an all-time high. Be safe out here. And so people were saying, like, was it a setup between his friends? Because he's already alluding to something. And then 2 hours later, he's shot. Was it an inside job? What's going on? So more details are to come from this story. All we know so far is that the latest update is a day after the rapper underwent emergency surgery, he remains unconscious with little to no body movement. TJ is expected to have a CT scan soon. Prosecutors also confirmed Mohammed Kanate, his suspected shooter, was arrested after he arrived at the hospital with gunshot wounds himself. Authorities say surveillance footage shows Kanate being left on the ground outside the medical facility. They've also arrested his 2 friends, each charged with second-degree unlawful possession of a weapon. Prosecutors say the 2 are being held in Bergen County Jail pending their first court appearance. So I will keep you posted on this story. I'm trying to wrap my head around the details of this story. The 2 being arrested with a gun. Did they shoot the guy who shot him? Why didn't they get shot? It's just a lot, and I just don't want it to be an inside job. So, and Lil Tjay is a rising star in New York. He's one of those rappers in New York. I sometimes wonder if, like, real talk, 3 generations can come together on Beyonce's new song. It's a vibe. I am not a Beyonce fan either. I know plastic when I see it. I think I heard about this rapper being shot, but I have no idea who. Yeah, he's like a big rapper in New York. You know, they got that whole drill wave going on now. So now Chris Brown addresses people comparing him to Michael Jackson. And, you know, it's funny because my thing is that I would say I'm not comparing him like, oh, you do this and he can do that. What I'm saying is he's our generation, our version. If we had to line everyone up and say who is the most like Michael Jackson, I would definitely say Chris Brown. No, I'm not saying Bruno Mars. He is way too on the other side of the city for me. No, not Bruno Mars. I would definitely say Michael Jackson. I meant Chris Brown. Chris Brown, even in his personal life, gives me the whole Michael Jackson vibe where it's just crazy as fuck. I'm going to play this little clip, 31 seconds. I'm going to play this little clip, and I want you to pay attention to something else. As he explains why he feels he's not like Michael Jackson, notice this. And y'all know what that's a sign of. I want y'all to pay attention to that shit. And then we'll come back and talk. Chris Brown, I need you to be around. So I just, that's all I'm gonna say. I did not like what I saw.
And we already know when it comes to dancing and things of that nature.
You got that, yeah. Use those.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm not better than Michael,
yeah,
how can Chris Brown be better than Michael
at all?
Yeah, but how do you take that? You just stay like,
I mean, I stayed the hell up out of it. I don't give it 100. Like I kind of back off it. Like my personal take on it is like I wouldn't even be breathing or even being able to sing a song if that man didn't exist.
Right.
So. I don't know if they look at it as the Jordan Kobe thing, but I can't even look at it. He's light years away. Like you get what I'm saying? Like there is no competing with him. You know what I'm saying?
Is it crazy?
No, hell no. I got shrines and shit in here of this man hanging up in my house. Hell no.
Is it crazy, man, that you looked at MJ growing up, and not that people will compare or better than, but you're that guy that people always bring up when it comes to being man, I wouldn't even say a quadruple threat, but just do everything, sing, dance, perform, just everything. Not that is it crazy, but you're that guy that people always want to put up against you or see you go up against someone else. Like you're the guy that's on the mountain.
I probably can only say this is just my fearlessness. I don't think meaning the fearlessness allows me to be like, cool, I don't even care what they're gonna say or how this gonna look. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna you can ask questions like, hey, what's this do? Well, like, you get what I'm saying? I feel like my learning capability never shuts off. So I think when I
yeah, so that's our boy Breezy. Yeah, I like his humbleness. I like the fact that he's not like a Jacquez who thinks he's the king of R&B, and he looks like he's the king of just not at all. And so see Breezy, just the only thing I'm just, we haven't saw him in a while, especially given sit down interviews, is it looks like there's something going on. I don't know, I could be wrong, but it does look like something is going on. And I just wish you all the best, Chris Brown. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the new single he released. I don't know if you all had a chance to check that out. I'll put it on my community wall, but I don't know how I feel about the new single he released. I know he's about to get ready to release a new record. He had about 250 tracks recorded for this album. And so I'm looking forward to seeing that. But Chris Brown, yeah, baby, we need you around. So I need you to get it together. CB, if your jaws move like that, I already know. Yeah, you saw it. Good morning, Linda B. Miss Linda, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. He can't speak correctly. Nope, not at all. Not my boy. That's y'all boy. See, Breezy. Don't do him like that. I don't know who these rappers are, but this is a gun control issue. I need the black leaders to denounce this violence and stupidity. I do. I really do. And I think the rappers need to come together and start doing that. I mean, it's getting crazy. Good morning, Miss Toby. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming through. All right. So let's get into this next story. So BET released the trailer for College Hill. And all I can say is you have a bunch of grown ass fucking adults acting like little kids. Let's look at this trailer and let's fucking talk. I'm very disappointed in Nene. Out of all of them, I thought she would come in this house. Again, she's being very much so like Milan. She's being very much so with that takeover spirit. Like she runs the show. And granted, I understand you're probably the most visible, the most noticed, have the highest notoriety of this selected cast, but you don't have to act like that. Like, walk into that. If that's the case, then just let it naturally occur. You literally are picking a fight on College Hill where y'all supposed to be getting an education. It's embarrassing. It really was embarrassing to me. So check this trailer out, and then we go on Chizzy chat.
He is back with College Hill, the celebrity edition.
Welcome to Texas Southern University.
This is a welcome to HBCU. 8 celebrities will take on their biggest challenges yet.
You are now official members of Tiger Nation.
It's definitely been a challenge, but I'm here.
They're about to learn that going back to college comes with its own set of issues.
Our first class is African American Studies with other TSU students.
The information that we're going to be exchanging is going to elevate our souls. Does everybody self-identify as black in here?
Stacey Dash is taking African American Studies. This should be interesting.
Who's most likely to argue with the professor? It's me and Ray.
You can't come dressed like that.
As a suit.
No, absolutely not, ma'am.
Over the course of the next week, you are going to be engaging in a dissection.
I can't be cutting no pet pig. That's against my religion.
It broke.
No, Frida. Right now, I'm literally panicking.
No, living with my classmates.
Some of them are just...
Oh, my... Y'all, I never seen his room look tidy
I just seen my friend take a piss and walk out and try to give me a high five.
What you mean you didn't wash your hands?
I'm a grown ass man. I ain't gonna pee on my hands. I'm gonna keep it 100. I've never been able to kick it with nobody like you.
It really don't matter to me. I know who I am.
Stacey Dash ain't talking to nobody.
Come on, Stacey.
Hi, Dr. Cooley.
Good evening.
We just want to make sure that we have everything that we need before we turn in our presentation.
They trying to do a video and make somebody edit it.
That's cheating. Like, they can't get somebody to edit it.
You told Dr. Cooley that we sit up here talking to somebody professional, and you are too.
No.
What you trying to do was throw us on the bus and some slick handle, right? Oh my God. I just got an email from Dr. Cooley.
Saying what?
The grades will be up on the screen.
Will these celebrities make the grade?
I don't even want to see this.
I'm panicking, y'all.
This gonna be a disaster.
College Hill celebrity.
So there we have it. College Hill Celebrity Edition. I don't know. It's on BET Plus, so you're not gonna be able to watch this on regular TV. You got to get a subscription. It's $10 a subscription, and you can do a 7-day free trial. They're going to be releasing episodes weekly, so it's going to probably withstand your 7-day free trial. So you end up paying it for like at least 2 months, $10. But it begins on June 27th, which is next Monday. The first episode drops. So I'll check the first episode out under my free trial and let y'all know whether this is something we need to continue on. But already, as I was watching some of this, Nene and Lamar get into a fight. Nene and Stacey Dash get into a fight. And was that Slim Thug? Nene and Slim Thug get into it. So from the grapevine, we know that Nene is going to be the one with the most drama. Stacey Dash, secondly, of course, because she's not speaking to anyone. How you put her on the black campus, and she's one of the most highly controversial. I wonder what that contract looked like. Like, they must be paying her, or she must really need to become relevant all over again. But I'm shocked that she's a part of the cast. I love seeing Big Frida and Slim Thug have this conversation. That's something I definitely want to highlight. I know it's going to pop up in the news cycle, so I'm glad. I can't wait for us to go ahead and cover that story. But yeah, so I say if y'all want to check it out. Yeah, I'm already seeing y'all. Good morning, Queen Diva. Good morning. Good morning. Lamar Odom career is reality shows. Okay. Did he have a bottom grill in because he had a problem speaking? No, he didn't have a bottom grill in. It's just that's what happens. Hey, Lamone, good morning to you. Good morning. Thanks for coming through. College Hill is coming back, baby. Yes, Normani lost my support for being in that Chris Brown video. She couldn't sit with him in real life if she was a regular dark-skinned black woman. Well, you know, those are accusations that he does not. He prefer light skin, yellow, or exotic, as they prefer to say, looking women. Oh, celebrity version. I hate him too. I really do. I hate the mess out of him. I've never cared for Nene. I think Andrew Caldwell got me hating Nene, like disliking her mannerisms more. As I see him acting out, I'm like, what a whole fag. No words, a mess. What is going on? Stacey Dash being pissed she's around black people. I won't waste my money all thirsty for fame. Dumb. Oh, BET Plus, good. I can avoid it with no problem. It's not right. How dare BET put Stacey Dash back on black folks' screen? Right, but no Lil Nas X at the BET Awards though. You see that? Y'all see that? Good morning, Stacey. Good morning. Good morning. I heard that Stacey left. She did. That wouldn't shock me either. You sitting there not talking to nobody. How awkward is that? Like, bitch, how you doing? I can see me. Well, what's wrong with you? What side of the bed you woke up on? You want to use my shower? The fuck? Nene always in something with someone. Stacey Dash gonna pop. You people. Stacey don't do black folk. Listen, doing my face. Hey, you getting ready for work? Stacey Dash is built in controversy and drama. That's why they did it. Did you? I think that's his name, Slim Thug. He was the one sitting in front of was it Frida? Miss Frida? Hey, boo. Hey. Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Wait till the end of the season, then binge watch it for free. We in a recession. Ain't nobody got time. My thing was, why don't y'all do the Netflix thing and just drop all the episodes? Just drop them and let us consume and digest, and then come out here and do a review. Why not? That's what I'm saying. She needed not to even sign the contract. Just let it go. Just say, you know what? Not on this one. Not on this one. All right. So that is College Hill. Now we got 2 more topics to go through. And before we get to that, if you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share the channel if you care to do so. Also, if you got like a Twitter account or something, under the YouTube video, you can hit share. You can share it on your Twitter, your Facebook. If you don't mind doing so, I really, really appreciate it. All right. So now let's get to our last 2 topics. Now, this one had me going in all kind of ways this morning. I mean, I was in the shower this morning like, hey, yo, motherfucking, and I can't believe it. To him, yes. So Jussie Smollett is back. He is back, and he has had an interview with Sway. And he had a lot of things to say. And I'm just, I'm very, very shocked at how comfortable he is after causing so much damage to not only his career, but in the public at that point in time, especially what we were going through in the world. But he's back. And so he sat down with Sway and they had a conversation about a lot of things, about his directorial debut, his play, B-Boys Blue. He also talked about his attack in 2019. And he also talked about, what people saying to him, it doesn't bother him, but he also revealed what does bother him. So we'll get into all of this. Let me share this video with you. Now, please hold your opinions until after this video, so that way we can all see it in this, watch this little part in its totality. Let me share it. And it's at the 19-minute mark. All right.
It's interesting. What bothers me.
You just had it. Why you have to touch it? All right.
Exactly. Well, we got so much other things we could be concerned about. You know what bothers me more than, it's interesting. What bothers me more than someone that says, that motherfucker guilty. He's a liar. He did this. What bothers me more than that, those people are relevant to me at this point.
Mm-hmm. He's talking about me.
They're gonna believe what they're gonna believe.
Me.
What bothers me more are the people that are saying, that will say something like, well, even if he did do it, X, Y, Z. I think what you have to realize is that for someone like me, that represented my entire career, but more importantly, my entire life, along with my family, represented social justice, represented equity and equality, and all of these types of things. And we're fighters, and we fight with love so deeply. And this is what we preach because it's what we believe. It's like finding out that someone is exactly the opposite of who they claim to be. Mm-hmm. And so if I had done this, I'd be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I don't think that is that's not really questionable. Mm-hmm. So when people yes, there's a lot of.
And so I have to pause there. So the fact that that if you had accepted fault for this, you would be a piece of shit. You understood that the consequences of being a piece of shit in the public eye, especially with your career, would be completely diminishing returns. You wouldn't be hired. You wouldn't, none of that stuff. So you know that you would be a piece of shit. So why would you willingly admit it? But what's funny is that you're sitting here saying that, yeah, this would be a piece of shit. So looking at all the evidence and the facts of this case, you still out here talking about it, even though we all know half the majority, some people, because I'm not gonna say everybody, but a lot of us look at you like the piece of shit, like a piece of shit. It's funny to me hear you say it. It's easier to say it than to actually walk in what actually has happened. It's just so funny to me to hear him just so casually talk about nobody started this, nobody caused this, nobody walked up to you. There was no what
other stuff happening. But
Did we all see the same thing?
And again, it's something that I wanted to say. If I had done something like this, it would mean that I stuck my fist in the pain of
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go with the 400 years of enslaved African Americans. Here we go. And it's like, stop trying to play on Black people and the gay community and all of that. I don't want it. I have nothing to do with that bullshit you pulled in Chicago. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Me being Black and my ancestors, man, me being gay, all of this shit ain't got nothing to do with it. Boy, before you even did all of this shit, I didn't even know you was deep in the I ain't hear shit about you out here. And it's 100. I ain't hear none of that shit. Now all of a sudden it's about Black culture, and you are confusing to me. I wouldn't invite you to a school to do speaking in front of children. Are you kidding me? You confusing me. My first question would be, so why'd you do it? What the fuck? This is confusing.
We've been talking about in Africa, because that's an even deeper, larger conversation. It would mean that I stuck my fist in the fears of the LGBTQ community.
No, you didn't. I wasn't scared. You didn't stick fears, or you didn't do none of that. None of that. I felt no fear. I felt like you had lost your fucking mind. You see how people love to shift what they've done, some shit in their life, whether they are accused, innocent, guilty, not guilty. What does that have to do with me being gay? What the fuck does that have to do when it was supposed to be first about Black being discriminated against you because you're Black? What the fuck that have to do with gay? Now it's the gay. Now you stuck your fist in the fears of the gay community. Now we were all very scared. You are you slow? This is not becoming of someone who wants to let the shit go. It's like you're just building upon the story to create another narrative, to build some more support, to get people on your side. Bruh, listen, I wasn't on your side. Well, I enjoyed your talent prior to. I didn't know anything about your history like that. I didn't, I know you got down, but it wasn't like, oh, it's Jussie. No, I didn't even look at him like that. It was like, oh, okay, it's Jussie. Cool. We can chill, go to brunch or some shit, but nah. And then when you went through that whole thing, it was like, but it's the way you're coming out of this and your response around this is just baffling to me. It's like, do you think we're all slow? Who do you think buying this? You got to be around some white gay folks. They can't all be Black gays, because somebody has got to say, someone has got to tap you on your back, your shoulder, and say, bro, what the fuck that got to do with? Didn't you say they tied a noose around your neck? So now, how we bringing in the fears? You put your fist in the fears of the gay community. What the fuck? Why do people do that shit? Like, we slow and we're not gonna dissect the fact that you're talking in two different codes. And Sway just up there, I got him on my show, views. The other woman up there, she's just happy to interview you. And this is like, I'm sitting here like, y'all better off asking him what the weather was like when during that time frame. Like, was it raining? Was it? You get better truth out of him then. The fuck is this shit?
Never have been. Don't need to be. Didn't need to have some sort of rise in his career. I was on the up and up. I was coming from New York, from doing a table read for my dream role in a Broadway show. I had just optioned the rights to the authorized autobiography of Alvin Ailey. I had just, all of these things that I was creating, there would be no reason for me to do some dumb, corny shit like that. But people are going to believe what they believe. And what I have to do is I have to keep working.
You have to keep working.
And what I know for sure is every single thing that I auditioned for during that period, I lost. They took it from me. But every single thing that I created.
Here we go again. And we're supposed to care why. You do some fucked up shit, expect some fucked up shit to happen back to you. Again, I don't care if you Black, green, white, or orange. You do some dumb shit is going to happen to you, to my brother, to my mother, to my friends, to my family. I said it to anybody. And so you up here, everything I auditioned for, I lost it during that period in time. You fucking right. Who do you think was going to come see you? Who? You weren't marketable. You weren't, people were looking at you like, what is going on here? And the backstory behind it was you were mad over your contract with the network. And so you staged this stunt so you can get more attention put on you so that your value, your market value can go up. You pulled a whole stunt. That's what you pulled. You pulled your titties out and said, "Oh, you trying to," it didn't work like that, Jussie.
Myself is being created. Never again will anybody be able to pull my life from under me like a rug. There you go. Jussie Smollett. Come on, man.
On that note, I had enough of him. So that was Jussie Smollett. Let me see what you all had to say about that. But she probably read it to see how much money she could get if she stayed X amount of days and did just barely enough time to get a little money. Okay, that's exactly that. I believe that, because what the hell is she doing on BET? Can he just go away, please? Lord, Jussie, sit down. Herpes Smollett just will not go away and be quiet. I'm that person. Okay, you believe him? Oh, you believe him? Oh, you believe he's guilty? Okay. When you say I'm that person, I'm like, oh, okay. See, I'm glad. Okay, he looks different. He stay behind the camera and out of interviews, Jussie. Why? And what's so hard about that? It's easier to be behind the scenes and make way more money than it is to continuously come out here and try to sell yourself over and over in all of these backgrounds. Oh, the 400 years of slavery. Oh, now we're on to the. It's like, bruh, pick. Okay, pick one. Which one we gonna go now? Literally, you have to come to the interview like, today I'm all about my ancestors today. So everything we're going to talk about is going to be on that. Oh, today it's all about the LGBT community and me putting my fist in the fears. Your fist in the fears. I don't ever think there was a moment in time in my life, even during that period of time, that as a gay man, taking my race out of this, I was ever feared of something around someone else. I may have been, it gave me cause for concern. I may have wanted to explore it, but fear? No, I don't. That had nothing to do with me. I mean, are you just baffling to me, Ninja? I think you're guilty. He is completely guilty. His mama knows he did it when stuff goes wrong. Jussie is bad for everybody's causes, including liars. Okay, younger Haunter me would do the research on Jussie. Who is funding him? Why is the lie allowed to continue? How much was Sway Bass allowed this interloper to spin race lies? Justice for Jussie. He took Empire away. He took Empire away from. That's what we really need to be mad about. He took Empire. That's what he did. He is bad for gays, bad for blacks, biracials, liars, people who walk out in the cold during polar vortex. Okay, the hell. And then all the other. Then think about the discovery. You riding around Chicago downtown in a car with these buff ass niggas smoking weed, probably jacking them off in the car. All that shit comes out. And these are the same guys that attack you. So you want us to believe? Jussie, if you don't go sit your looking for Trey ass down somewhere, I know all about your kind, boy. It ain't even that serious. It's really not. Get you a little bit of relevancy, hang on to that shit, and move on. Why do you want more? Like, that greed spirit hits on people. People don't know how to just learn to take it in, digest it in consumption. Move at a slow pace, enjoy the fruits of your labor. You do something good. I enjoy it. It's good. You ain't got to go out here and stunt. That'll come. All that shit, everything you want will come if you just allow your time to play itself. You doing the most too early. Now, if you fucked up, nobody wants to endorse you. I mean, is anybody invited him anywhere for a Pride Month to do a speaking engagement on what? What? No, thank you. Jussie ain't black. He is half Jewish and celebrates the Jewish traditions. He is another Talcum X. I thought we gave trade for anybody, okay? Anybody. God, not right. Exactly. Go to brunch and let his lying ass period. Okay. And I wouldn't say nothing. I'd just sit there and just say, that's crazy. I wouldn't say not a damn thing. Is it cold outside? Jussie got into an accident and said he was his brother. The boy been a liar, fraud, and plastic since day one. Canceling. Heather was clapping because she's in her movie. Oh, his movie. Oh, okay. That's why. Janae, the sister of Jussie, has been paying his way this entire time. She need her brother to find work so she can take care of her husband and kids. Been a snake and ain't shit from time. Pathetic. It's crazy. Y'all are crazy. So yeah, it's a complete no for me, Jussie. Try again, another interview, a different angle. Just talk about your play. No one gives a fuck about that other shit. Now, we are going to get into Bre, and I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Is it Bre Tiesi, on her expecting Nick Cannon's 8th child and how she feels about his other relationships. So she had 2 interviews. She had one with Good Morning Entertainment Tonight, and it was okay. She said some stuff. It seemed it was very coached a little bit. But then 2 days ago, she had an interview with B.Simone. And I thought that interview was great. I got to hear what she was saying. And it's weird because I don't relate. Of course, I'm a male, so I could never relate to a woman and understanding a male who is just going to be frivolous and you're okay with that. And, it is what it is. Because my emotions be like, nah, I'm too territorial for that. So, but listen to her. She gets real candid and she, I don't know. I didn't say I did not like her before, but I can say now that I'll pay attention to her. That's what it is. I can pay attention to her now. I can give her some more screen time. Like I can bring her up in the news because I like her honesty. So I'm going to share this. B.Simone, don't flag me. I'm doing it for the news crew. Shout out to B.Simone. All right.
So
make sure this is at the right part. 40. Okay. Yeah, it is.
it wasn't all industry, but it just, that's definitely a big part of it.
Now, because you've already
the same shit, but
because I feel like a lot of people don't want to get into like committed relationships because of the fear of being hurt.
Or
the
failing.
fear of failing.
Or not working.
You know what I'm saying?
Not really. I had a lot of boyfriends. I dated a lot. And I just, when it was over, I'd be like, it's over. I don't want to say I necessarily was, waiting for the other shoe to drop, but I feel like a little bit, it was always something. It was I wouldn't say I have the best pick of men. So looking back on it, I'd be like, I don't know. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. And you see the red flags from the jump.
Yeah.
And you dive in anyways, and you're like, oh, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And I just am so much more successful and happy and full and whole when I was on my own.
Yeah.
And it took me until I was 30 to be like, I keep doing the same shit, but it's the same reaction. And I'm like, it's the same thing over and over. And it's what's the definition of insanity?
Right.
So I'm like, why do I keep doing this?
Yeah.
And the whole time I obviously have my person that I've dealt with on and off, but I always was just like, you ain't going to give me what I want. It's this, it's that. And then I was like, I don't even know what
I want. If I want that,
Yeah. And then after all that, I was like, you know what? I know I don't want that. And I know that I get all of the pros of what I do want in this relationship.
Wow.
So it ends up working out really well.
So what you say this relationship? So we all know who she is. She is talking about Nick Cannon. Okay. Nick. I love you. Yeah. Okay. I love Nick. Nick is such a great human. I literally called him when I was canceled. I was like, "They trying to kill me, man." He's like, "You gonna be fine, B.Simone." He's just always like that mentor, that big brother you can go to. So respectful, so just a great human across the board. And we even got him on the podcast. We talked about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Well, I don't believe in that, and I don't believe." So what is? I'm not even gonna say. Because, on Facebook, when it's in a relationship, single, complicated, what is, how does it work with Nick Cannon?
Yeah.
And, or where did it start? Because you said 10 years on and off.
Yeah.
So how did y'all's relationship
I love that question.
I actually met him years ago through mutual friends, and I went to watch Wild 'N Out. And then we met that night, went to dinner, and then ended up talking ever since then. I came on probably a year later, ended up doing Wild 'N Out, and it was more Danielle and everyone being like, you should do it. And I was like, sure, whatever. I don't care. And that's when we were in LA.
Yeah.
And it was cool, but I was just like, all right, whatever. This is a here and there thing. And him and I would be on and off just because obviously he is who he is, and you see how he moves, and you know what it is.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I don't know about you, whatever.
Yeah.
But as well as him, he's just such a good,
great person.
fucking person that you're so attracted to him.
And he's honest.
Honest.
He doesn't hide anything from.
And
so when I heard that, I said, wow. That caught me off guard because I just assume after, you know, liking someone for those characteristics, being honest, being all of those things, being a friend, and then they are cheating on you or having other kids, I felt like some of that would be watered down and diminished. But it appears that she has some attachment that even through all of that, I still would like to be with you. So it was a little, I'm sitting here looking like, I caught myself like, really? Wow, that must be good, good. I'm talking about good, 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 good. I see Nick doesn't like sisters. Nope, will always side eye baby mamas number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Always. We ain't no friends. What the fuck? Good morning, Voodoo. Thanks for coming through. Am I the only one who doesn't find B.Simone funny? However, she does have a hustler spirit. She is a hustler. In a year from now, we're gonna hear about 1, 2, maybe 3 of them kids will be with the treatment of Nick Cannon's illness. Cause ain't what he genetic. Where's my card at? Because I found out the answer to that question. Having more babies help Nick Cannon. The answer to that is that they are actually, and I should have did my video, but they are actually, and only the rich can afford it. But what they do, they call it it's called mesenchymal. That's what it's called. But the treatment that they're trying to figure out is called MSCT. And it helps you create human stem cells, and it's supposed to help lupus. This is not a guarantee, but they've been trialing it, and it's shown to improve the lifespan of those damaged cells in the body. I gotta put this whole fucking video together. I had so many different facts around this too. I have it. How does it affect the offspring? Can it be used? Oh, it's called stem cell therapy treatment. And I have a little video on it. I should just share the video. But yeah, that is a possibility that can happen. But only very, very rich people can afford something like this, because it requires a lot of both the child, the mother, and the father to be involved in the treatment. So yes, I did find that out. Now, I don't know if he's doing it or not, but it is something that can be done. That is not the definition of insanity. It's the definition of stupid. What pros? Money. You're right. I hate when people say that, saying the crazy part, a black baby mom just might provide him with the cells he needs. It's a sign of don't want to correct your shit. Okay, this interview is dropped at the same time Nick is out seen being cozy with the dark-skinned ex-girlfriend. I mean, does it not make you feel like shit? The new cryptocurrency Nick coin money in the bank. Facebook should add a new category after it's complicated called Nick Cannon. Stop. Not Nick coin. Stop. Oh my God. Do you think Mariah is embarrassed? I think she probably is like, what the fuck are you doing out here? He better have a baby with Shanika from the hood to get the cells. Of course, Mariah is embarrassed and regrets she ever Nick Cannon at her sperm. And Cannon definitely has the money. That is what I was telling you. Yes, Voodoo. Yes, Voodoo. And then thank you also for the UValde story update too. I shared that earlier. But yes, I had to go look it up. And yep, absolutely. There are people who are actually trying that, and they're doing it through their children. The children have to have medication to make sure that they stay healthy. But they have to start at a certain age. Once cells are fully developed, then they start extracting them and putting them in the bodies of either the parent, because it can go all the way up to the grandparents. And I was looking at it, I was like, damn, could Nick be really doing some shit like this, like creating his own factory of I did not want to believe it at all. All right, let me continue.
And that's very much how I am. And a lot of people do not like that. They do not like the bluntness or what you have to say. He's a little bit more strategic and sweet with the way that he does shit. I'm more to it. Yeah. But he's just like such an interesting human. So it's like, above all, we were really close, like really good friends above anything. Like he'd sit here and tell me about whoever, whatever. And like, we've just always had that relationship, which I think is something that lacks in a lot of relationships. Like people can't discuss like past things or whatever.
Or current things.
Or
what
any of
they're
that.
currently feeling.
And we would just get straight to it. So it was just I don't know. It's just a very different relationship. And so I know a lot of people got all butthurt when I posted twin flame, when I posted our maternity stuff. It's, if you know the real definition of a twin flame, it's not your soulmate. It's the same person. Like, we are literally the same human. So for our interactions and our communication and just everything, there is no room to argue or fight or disagree because we literally have the same beliefs and everything.
Wow. And what is that belief system? Do y'all believe is it it's not a monogamous relationship, correct? Is it polygamy? Is it open relationship? Is it we'll never get married?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of one of those things where it's like it's not necessarily anything. It's like this is just us. This is our relationship. And what you do outside of that is what you do outside of that. What I do outside of that is what I do outside of that. Everything is respectful, everything is honest. Yeah, so like we don't really define it.
So I'm gonna post the link to the rest of the interview on the community wall. But when I tell you, I said, wow, if she is like a microscopic view of the other women that he has children by, now I can understand why this is like permissible. It's okay. She literally just said, you know, we are what we are. We're nothing. And outside of our relationship, you know, whatever he does is his business. Whatever I do is my business. We're one and the same. So I'm thinking like, if y'all one and the same, what do you want for yourself? Because obviously, if what you want for yourself, he wants for himself too. So you want to be just out here, just unclaimed, just popping out babies. That's what you want? Because that's what he wants. So it sounds like you want what he wants. You don't sound like, because maybe that is what you want. But damn, I don't know if I could be sharing my stuff like that all around the world, willy-nilly. You just, it blew my mind. I was fascinated. I watched the whole fucking thing. I was like, wow. You never know. I'll be like, get the fuck out of here. So Nick is actually out here thinking about using his babies for parts. Woo! Yes, he going after the stem cells. These girls are stupid. Think they are balling because they have a handbag and a pair of red bottoms. Don't bring no cooties home. If not have already. Relationship status, Nick Cannon. Or is he using the umbilical cord and placenta? Oh my goodness. Y'all know this. Nobody claims the girls Nick messes after he is done with them. Slut walk. Y'all stop. So that was the Nick Cannon 8th child baby mom, Bre Tiesi. That was her interview, and that's how she feels about the relationship. So it provides us a little perspective of why she's just so open about it. I remember when I was saying that she doesn't doing this for clout, but it appears that she really is attached and committed to whatever they have, whether it's just an open door, hanging out the window kind of relationship. You know, he want to bring a woman home. She cool with that kind of thing. So more power to them. And I don't wish more people was like that at all. I'm big on the being committed type of thing. So I pray for her soul, and I pray for his soul as well, and the souls of those children. Wow, I wonder if the kids will have his mindset, so Nick wouldn't have a problem if his daughters were innocent. That's what I'm saying, thinking like, wow, she really said that. Like, yeah, we can just be out here swinging on monkey bars. Is he putting that in a shake? That seems to be the thing now. I'm not doing this with you, Nate. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not. The cord is used, so the placenta cord. That is really, I mean, I don't know if people have the money to do it. I don't know if they would choose this route to do it or not, but certainly he's definitely made that choice. Speaking of slut walk, have you heard Amber's new song? Oh my God, she got a new song. No, I have not. Is it something slutty? I'm sick of it. At this point, I'm fucking sick of everybody. I am. Amber got a slut walk song. They probably tried to interview Mariah about all this. All they know got was, I don't know them. Now, who are you talking about again? Mothers are encouraged to blend the placenta and use it for many things. Wow. Like, drink it. A song with Manny Fresh. I'm over her. Manny Fresh. I'm over her. Hey, good morning, Miss Philadelphia. Good morning. Good morning. In a shake. In a whole shake. In a whole shake. All right, let me run down this real quick. So in our first 5, we covered ShaCarri. We covered how she wished she never did this interview. And I played a little clip, so you have to go back to the beginning to check that out. But I played a little clip of what I think she realized in her interview that she wished she'd never said. We also talked about UValde, an update that the mayor has now decided that they're going to knock down that school. Boosie Badass commended him for his great stepping in to protect a female hotel employee who was being harassed by this white male, and his wife. Verzuz battle, it got a 4 from me because I did not like the way it was set up. I wanted them to just sing like R&B, just sing, baby, just sing, and just maybe Mario take your shirt off and Omarion keep it on because he go too far. He may look like a twink. So I don't want him to do nothing but just sing. I think it's the braids. He's still rocking that brush cut with the braids look. I hate that when they cut their braids all the way back here so they can look like they got a brush cut with it. I don't understand it. You might as well just pick one. What you want. We talked about Cardi B, how she's gonna stomp the game with her new album, and I'm like, all right, let's see. We talked about the gun control bill, how it passed the Senate's House. And so now it's the Senate, and now it's moving on to the House. And we talked about some of the details in this legislation and my thoughts on that. We talked about Andrew Gillum and his 21-count indictment on some conspiracy related to his campaign and financing of his campaign and misuse of funds. We also covered the rapist that I was talking about on Wednesday, the one who received full custody of the child, the male who received full custody of the child of whom he raped, and the mother he raped, and how the judge just reversed that, just decided to change her mind and reverses that ruling. So we talked about the Grub Hub message that was also sent in a Grub Hub order after this man had already previously raped a woman. And so finally he was caught with this message. So shout out to the 2 young girls. And I hope this guy with his twink name, Kimoy Royal. I mean, that is such a name, ain't it? Kimoy Royal. You just wrong. We talked about the insurance company who got slammed because they put this racist sign up in their door talking about Juneteenth, it's whatever, we're closed, enjoy your fried chicken and collard greens. Played the video of the woman feeling sad and sorry, and we're playing death threats. Girl, we don't care about that. So check that video out earlier in the video. Then we got into hot topics. So we talked about Robin S. getting her flowers and she not really knowing that she was going to be on the song till her son called her and she realized it. But Beyonce made sure to include the writers of Show Me Love inside of the credits of this song. We talked about Azealia Banks spazzing because people are saying that the song is similar to her song. And so she goes to her story to talk about how she wants people to stop with the mashups. And we just want you to stop looking mashed up. How about that? We'll stop with the mashups. You stop looking mashed up. Stupid. Lil Tjay. We talked about Lil Tjay and him reportedly being shot. And, you know, shortly after him putting up this PSA on his IG, and then one of the suspects being arrested. So he's still under care. And so I'll still stay tuned to this. Look for the community wall. We talked about Chris Brown and his Michael Jackson comparisons and what he thought of it, but I couldn't help but zoom on the other aesthetics. Check that out. We also talked about College Hill. We watched the trailer, and as we can tell, it's going to be definitely weird to see these grown-ass folks try to fake some beef for some ratings. Now it's going to be on BET Plus, $10 a month for a subscription, but you can get a free 7-day trial. I say wait till episode 2 to get your free day trial, 7-day trial, so you can get episode 1, 2, and 3 all in one 7-day span. We touched on Jussie Smollett and him talking about if he really had done this, he'd be a piece of shit. He just coming to the realization of what we've already realized, but whatever. And then we finally closed out on Bre Tiesi and how she feels about her relationship with Nick Cannon. And I'm wow. I'm just like shocked. Is this the new wave now? Is this the new thing? because I'm not only thinking about her, but all of the other multiple baby moms related to one guy. Is that the wave? Is that the new thing? So that was all of the topics I had to talk about today. In a shake, eat it, use it on the body. Some others fry it too, like it's a steak. You can eat the placenta or make pill caplets. Oh wow. If you use Mane and Tail shampoo, you're washing your hair with placenta. Wow, that bottle was a mess. Oh, it was off key and tired. That battle. Oh, it was just, yeah, I'm mad. He would look like a whole twink, a whole twink. I can't with that half brush cut. It's just too much for me. What? Oh my God, that sign beyond disrespectful. They better not complain when Black History Month rolls around. They need it. You gotta watch it because she was over there like, we're getting death threats and they're hurling mad things at us. We just hope people really understand this is not the way we are. Bitch, if I could come laugh in front of your store, I would come sit out and just laugh, or a hearty laugh for about a good 10 minutes, just laughing. Your ass. That's what you get, Shit. What about the coins of show me love? That's why I said that I wish it would have been more of a formal approach, because I don't know if she'll receive residuals from any remake or repurpose of her original record. I know she probably receives residuals from her original record, but because the credit was given to the writers, I'm sure they'll probably get their, through ASCAP, their portion of the proceeds. But I don't know about Robin S. That'll be something I'll be interested to find out. But I was shocked Beyonce didn't really reach out to her. We know she's known to be secretive, but damn, B. I mean, it would have been nothing for you to give this woman credit. And I don't think she would have been one to sneak out or tell people or leak it out or anything like that. So I'm going to try to find out some more details around that. I need her to seek help. Nope. Every week there's someone little getting a shot. I never know who it is. Mr. King, you get the BET Plus subscription and do a weekly review. Like, okay, of College Hill. I'm gonna do the 7-day trial. I can't waste that $10 on BET Plus. I can't even watch the cable. I got the channel on cable and I don't even go to it. I just be like, what are you doing? They might as well give it to Tyler Perry. Not only the kids being related, Roman, but think how selfish he is, because he has the worst level of lupus and he said he don't plan on being here for long. So that's why he's having these kids. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, it does come to a point where it's selfish. And then you wonder, how much time could he possibly be spending with all of these kids for him to thoroughly know significant details about them? That's what I'd be looking at. Like, do you really know your children, your offspring? Like, do you know what makes Lil Nick tick and Morocco smile, or what their favorite foods are, or like all of that stuff, important details? Is your mind not there? You're just thinking about, I'll have a legacy out in the world. It's sick. I mean, God wants us to be here to procreate and be fruitful, and so I get that. But I mean, he has fruit for everyone. He got pick from his whole thing. He's only thinking monetary. I agree with you all. I definitely agree. It's a monetary thing, and for the women too. I think they think it's a monetary gain as well. Especially consider if he passes away, who knows what he has planned to leave behind. Like, he could have stuff written in the will already down for them. I'm sure their living arrangements is taken care of, housing is taken care of, transportation, all that good shit. So that is all I have for you all. Thank you so much. Another great week. We had so many different things we covered this week. I want to say the craziest story this week that we talked about had to be the woman, because I still think about it. The man who went to the daycare to get his daughter and ended up shooting the mom. That story just got me. It definitely got me. You got to check that out. That was on Wednesday's episode of Local News. That got me. That was the story this week that I was like, oh shit, this world is just ain't shit. It's just ain't going no fucking where. So is his lupus that bad? Apparently I don't know about that. Look at Kiki Wyatt. She just got Kiki Wyatt, baby. I just want to know what it like. Does it go back to what is the stretch on that bitch? Like, what is going? I have so many questions. Like, I have visual questions. Like, my answers can only be answered by a visual explanation. Like, is it elastic? Does it snap back? Like, baby, do you freak off when you put on pants? Like, she give me it's loose and juicy. Like, whoa, if he was a female, he would have had all those kids. Can you imagine Nick Cannon's kids at home asking who this picture of this guy on the wall? Y'all so mean. Oh my God. I don't know about that. She does have lupus though. Oh wow. Yeah. I don't know. That's a bit much. That's a bit much for me. All right, you all. I'm about to get out of here. It's 9 o'clock. I hope y'all enjoy your day. Happy Friday. We're about to head out. I'm gonna play, of course, my shit. They letting people play them on their channels. Why not? I'm about to play. And we about to head up out of here. All right, y'all. Before I do that, I meant to tell you all. So we may be doing next week. We may be doing a special guest for local news on Wednesday, and I also might be doing another night out next week with a special guest. I think I alluded to who that might be on Monday's show, so we might do that too. So expect that. Please come out. I'll start trying to put the actual video, the notification out. Set a live up for you all. The words can come to me. Set a live up for you all, so you all can click in on that. And the more I do these, the more I enjoy them, the better I get at them. So please come to that. And then I will check you all in the next one. Deuces. All right. Everybody. Hey, you won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. Everybody.
You outside, but you ain't that outside. Worldwide hoodie with the messy outside. In case you forgot how we act outside. Motivation. Show me a new foundation. Yeah. Foundation. My new salvation. Salvation. My own foundation. Yeah. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul.